All right, afternoon, we're going to look at some of our attacking play and build-up play against St. Ben's just from a highlight perspective, and obviously a little bit of learning, but still focusing on the things that went well. The first thing we're going to look at is a restart on a goal kick. What I like about this and we're going to highlight is the patience to wait and attract the pressure. Now, if Bella looks to play right away into Hillis, the chances are those strikers being able to turn and put pressure on her increases, which then forces maybe a poor pass or a poor touch or a greater chance that we lose possession. The next thing is it also gives Athena more time as the ball comes out to her because we've pulled the two strikers closer to Bella and to the ball, which now means that Athena can step out. And then the cool thing about this is as she steps, are we able to release the ball to the free wing back? And that's a common pattern of play. I was looking at that ability to then move forward. So I thought, it's a really good starting point as far as looking at being brave, attracting and drawing in the pressure, looking at the striker starts on our center back, but as soon as the ball's released to Bella, they go hard. We're able to play that ball out to that free player, and we're able to go forward and find that wing back to go. A positive here. Next thing we're going to look at is a collective patience and the ability to move the ball from one side to the other and showing some of the quality that we have. I think early on in the game against St. Ben's, in this situation when the ball made it out to Adela, we were going to try to force the game into that space. We were going to try to play forward, and it wasn't working because if you look at the number of Reds that have shifted across the field to put pressure on the ball, it makes it really hard. Adela sees it. We got two players around. Chris is in a good space to play. So we are able to start to circulate the ball. And this is where we start to find that extra player, that free player. It starts that domino effect. So as it goes across, their striker is told, don't let him switch it. So she's going to cut out the pass to Athena. The tough thing about that is their other striker had shifted so hard over to help pin in the play on the left side, our left side, that she can't get across to Hillis. And then now we're out. And that starts that next player has to jump to it, so we time it and release it. Next player jumps there, so Kayla's able to poke it forward, and we're off and running. So if you watch this, it's that progressing the free player. So the moment it gets here and Athena's all alone, their player has to jump out to apply pressure, which creates our next one, which is Kayla in this case. Kayla has time and space. Their outside back releases, which now leaves Elise free to play. Elise is able to get on the ball. And now we're able to drive forward. Maya runs off the back of that one. And this is something in the past that we make often. Gets cut out here. But we started that domino effect of the free player. And it started with the patience to switch it. So again, as we look at our future teams that are going to really be heavy loaded on one side with numbers and making it really tough for us to play down the side we start, this was a really good clip from that perspective. Here is, we're playing against the ball. So now we've got to work hard to win it. Good urgency and emergency defending to get pressure on the ball, get organized. And the good thing about this regain is that Adela looks forward right away. Now, Jasmine has done a good job of dropping down into that gigantic pocket of space. So you can see there's a lot of space for Jasmine to play. We pull out a center back, which now gives Chris some space to play. So if you look at this, we have one center back left, and we're able to pull a center back out. That's what we want to see. Chris is driving forward. And usually, and I think we're going to compliment Chris on this, is that she'd want to take this player 1v1. And she tries a little bit, and it just doesn't come off. But then she corrects her brain a little bit. Not necessarily corrects it, but then sees that we can play with Jasmine and play around and play quicker. So now the decision is, can I combine with Jasmine? She keeps going, which is positive. Now we've really started to pull players over. And Elise does this really well, is that she starts to come across into that space. Again, we don't want that far side attacking midfielder or winger so far away. We want you to come over and play, and that's the benefit of our numbers. If you come over, is we'll have more people around the ball. Elise comes across, and this is a pattern that we did against St. Ben's last year. Same situation, same type of field. She's able to pull their left back all the way across, which frees Kayla up. She plays what she sees, and Josie's there underneath to play forward. So again, a really good illustration of on the break. From here, we're like, let's go 1v1. Whatever it is, we slow down. We don't have that chance. The moment's gone. The space is gone. So now Chris is going to combine and play, which allows more of us to get forward, which allows Elise to come across. And again, that attracts outside back. We attack the space that the outside back leaves, and we're able to be more dangerous in that spot. So well done from that group. The next one is off a regain on the punt. Usually we would say we would prefer it not to bounce at all, but we do a good job of challenging and then cleaning the game up. The part that I like about this, besides the patience and the positioning, is watch Maya Cruz's positioning. She'll find that space behind lines of pressure and in between defenders. This is something that our holy mids haven't done a lot of, mainly because we are man-marked a lot, but when we do play these more zonal teams, Maya's positioning is really important to our ability to play forward and break lines of pressure. So she sits in there. Even though we didn't get a first touch forward, that adjusts and changes their pressure. We're able to play around it. And the next piece we're going to highlight is the adjustment that Elise makes based on Addie's run. So as she looks up and sees Addie's making that diagonal run, Elise is shifted inside, which now, if Addie's able to win this 1v1 and get a service in, we have players in the box. Now, we would like our other side to be present as well, but the fact that Elise adjusted her movement, so now we have a presence in the box is important. So again, good patience to regain. This space where Maya is very important because we're sitting in that pocket. They don't know where she's at. Again, the moment the defender loses sight of you, you have an advantage. We're able to play through. Now the defenders have to change their body shape and their angle to look at where Maya is, which now gives Adela and Athena some of the advantage. Now the defender adjusts again. Can't see Athena and Adela at the same time. That's the important piece for our positioning. And that's an easy 2v1 to win. Addie's high, sprints into that space, and is able to attack. And again, a strong defending performance from them, but it earns us a deep corner, or excuse me, a deep throw-in for us to play from there. Yeah. The last one is just an overall collective clip. I think this is more of an extended clip and it shows a lot of the value. We start with a deep build-up, but this isn't going to be perfection from back to front. We're going to have some bumps along the road. We may turn the ball over, but the highlight for me of this clip is our desire to win the ball back. So we look to break. It wasn't on, so Ellie's going to try to move the ball and find a player that can play again. So now we tried to progress, wasn't on. We live to fight another day. We still have the ball. Sid's able to see that higher player. Again, I think it was a good pass. Ellie was there to combine, but we don't win the ball. But the next piece is the pressure to follow it. We get numbers around the ball. We win it again. And the important thing is this continuous pressure that we apply on them, because I think, like all teams, you can defend in moments, but if you make them continuously defend for extended periods of time, errors happen, bad defending happens, and their legs start to go. So again, we lost the ball. We even lost this battle to a certain extent, but Adela keeps working hard to put pressure. We win it and we play again. So again, it's this continuous regaining the ball quickly. We're patient. We start to set up to play again. The pressure comes. Hills' ankle about gave out on us, but we're still playing. Athena looks up and clips the ball into that space because the pressure was high. This combination is great. And now we're off. And this is the same situation we've created before. So we're back at this again. And this time we've got a 1v1 with Addie against their center back. So again, if you look at this, we want Maya Dempsey to get across. We have their one center back pulled out. We have their other center back isolated on the other side. If Maya's a little bit earlier, we could probably say Addie could play an early ball in behind, and Maya could run onto it. But Addie drives at it as we start to get more space, and the patience here, and Ellie's able to arrive onto that ball and get a finish. So again, all of that at a continuous run of trying to attack, losing possession, regaining it quickly, building and being patient again, I think is really good evidence of the work that was going on in the second half and why we were able to apply the pressure that we did. So like I said, hopefully you see a lot of the good moments, a lot of the good learning moments in that game. And now, as always, we need to layer that onto our next performance and seeing it come again as we face Luther today and Gustavus on the weekend.